Hi, I'm Zero, and this is what if Naruto was banished. So we left off while Naruto just decided to, go to the Namikaze compound, and everyone in the village knows now that he's the son of the fourth Hokage. And he told Konohamaru asked that, "Can you train me, big brother Naruto?" Naruto said, "Of course." And so Naruto went to the Namikaze compound and slept. The next morning, Konohamaru came to train. So Naruto trained Konohamaru in the basics of chakra control and everything. Uh, whenever Konohamaru gotten tired or out of chakra, Naruto would simply replenish his chakra by using medical ninjutsu, and it didn't took Naruto too much time to do so. Even and Naruto was not even winded by it. So Naruto will pretty much train with Konohamaru for that entire day because it was a free day for Naruto because there were other stuff going on. Jiraiya had to come with more information before they can make a plan of attacking, and so then Ambu would come and say, Lady Hokage has, requested your visit for something. Naruto would create a shadow clone and say, take the shadow clone with you. The Ambu would nod and leave with the shadow clone. And now we cut to the shadow clone perspective. When shadow clone goes to, Granny's or Tsunade's office, there's no one there except for Tsunade herself. Tsunade would, tell Naruto, I had a plan when I, cast you out that I will, after a year or two, I will send Ninja to find you and tell everyone that you're the fourth, son, so you can come back. Naruto would say, and uh, Tsunade is kind of shocked that this is not the forgiving Naruto that was. This one is different from usual Naruto. And so then she, asked Naruto that you hate me. Naruto said, "No, I do not hate you. Neither harvest hatred towards you or this village, but neither I love you or respect you. The same goes for the village as well." Snotty would nod and start to tear up. She'll start to completely cry, break down in front of Naruto's clone and tell Naruto, "I'm sorry, I shouldn't have, assumed, but I did not have a choice." How, then she will tell about how Danzo and the elders wanted you gone for some reason. I don't know. Probably Danzo wanted you dead so you can take the, Biju within you. And so she'll tell about what she thinks Danzo was planning, and she was, thinking right. And so Naruto would simply state, even if you are right or wrong, you did something. You pretty much crushed my dream. You changed me, threw me out like a miserable insect. And you expect me to forgive you, people? Never. I don't forgive anymore. I'm not the same old Naruto anymore. That one died the day you banished me. This kind of hurts Tsunade, but then Naruto clone would say, "For now, I have no respect for you neither. I love you, but it could change eventually, or neither. It could change or it cannot. I don't know. If that's all I will be leaving, then clone will puff away and Naruto will gain all the knowledge of the clone." He will just sigh. Then Konohamaru will say, "What happened, big brother Naruto?" Naruto would say, "Nothing. Keep on training." Then this will go on for an entire week. Naruto has been training, Konohamaru on chakra control, pretty much forcing Konohamaru to master chakra control on much higher peak. Naruto has already taught Konohamaru the Shadow Clone Jutsu and the secret of it. So Konohamaru is using two Shadow Clones at the same time. Whenever he's out of chakra and fall down, Naruto comes, replenishes chakra, and then they go on. This basically is increasing Konohamaru's chakra reserves as well as concentration and his chakra control. And Naruto pretty much, beat the, goofiness out of Konohamaru and made him into a serious killing machine. That's what Naruto is going for. And so he gets Konohamaru gets, genjutsu training from Rose because she's the best at genjutsu. She pretty much genjutsus Konohamaru every chance he gets, so he can get used to the feeling, or build up a resistance towards genjutsu. And sometimes Naruto had to use genjutsu to train Konohamaru in certain ways. How to fight with multiple peoples at the same time. Get used to the pain. And so, now Konohamaru is much more stronger, or he will be much more stronger than in the original, because he's trained by this particular Naruto, who's much more powerful. And so, Naruto just sits, because now he made Inoha Shadow Clone to spar with Konohamaru to get his taijutsu up as much he can. And so Naruto is sitting on Hokage Monument. Then someone comes behind him, and it was none other than Sasuke Uchiha. Naruto asks, "So why are you here?" Then Sasuke would say, "So how have you been? What happened to you?" Naruto would simply state, "Nothing happened. I just trained for 2 years non-stop until I almost died several of the times while in training sessions. But I trained my body to be at the peak of human capability. I pretty much broke my body again and again and let it heal. And the thing I was doing to break my body did not break my body. Then I started doing something else to break my body and waiting for it to heal, then doing it again. In return, I made my body much more stronger, even stronger than the first Hokage. And then I've been training with someone who already had a Sharingan, so yeah, I was pretty well known in the knowledge of Sharingan. She has Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, but she does not know how to use the Susanoo yet." Sasuke would like, "I can show her." Naruto would nod. Then Naruto would say, "Come with me." Sasuke would nod, and the both of them would body flicker. They come to Namikaze compound. Naruto would say, "Rose, care to come out?" Rose would come out. Sasuke is every time Rose come out. Sasuke is kind of baffled how beautiful and hot Rose is, but he knows he can't do anything, and he won't, because Naruto is still his only friend. Because since he came back, the boys of Konoha, the Konoha 9's boys, are not the same with him anymore. They kind of think that he will leave again, so they are not too attached with Sasuke anymore. Sasuke has kind of learned his lesson that revenge wasn't the thing to go. And so Naruto would say, he knows how to use Susanoo, so he will be showing us how to do it. Rose would nod, and then Sasuke would use his Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan to create a rib cage. For now, Sasuke can only do a rib cage properly. Naruto and Rose has also Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan awakened, and Naruto is using his Sharingan to try to test that if he can do it too. Then Rose will be able to create a rib cage. Her is silver, almost purely white. And then Sasuke is looking at Rose, rib cage. Sasuke will like, "Whoa, you are even much of a pedagogy or a genius than I am." She's like, "Oh, thank you. It's probably because of the training that I went through." Then suddenly both of them felt something. Both of them look at towards Naruto, and Naruto has his Susanoo on, but his Susanoo is black, pure pitch black, with gold lines in them. There are golden lines going through rib cage to form a design. Then Naruto, Sasuke, and Rose will look at each other and smirk, because then both of them decide to put as much chakra as they can to see who can form the full Susanoo the first. And shock of both of them, Naruto was the one who gained the armor Susanoo first, then Rose, then Sasuke. Sasuke was like, "Damn it, I woken the ribcage first, but I was the one who did it last." The Rose and Naruto would start to laugh with each other. Then Sasuke would start to laugh as well. Then Hinata would come out. Dinner is ready. Oh no, lunch is ready. Lunch. Then Hinata would like Sasuke, get to join. Sasuke would like okay. Then all four of them will go and eat. And Sasuke will ask Naruto and Rose about what kind of capabilities do you have in your Sharingan. Naruto would like I have no idea what do I have in my Rinnegan. Rose would have no idea what I have in my Sharingan. And then Sasuke would say maybe you have the Amaterasu. Both of them would say what's Amaterasu. Naruto will look. Sasuke will look at somewhere. He will see a pond and he will say Amaterasu, and the pond will, be lit up on black fires. Now, Naruto and Rose are looking at the black fire with their maximum eyes, and then Naruto will try it, and Naruto will able to create a projection of himself. Okay, I get it. Sasuke and Rose will like, what did you get? Naruto will like, it's a secret. He will laugh to himself. Rose will like, oh come on, tell us. Naruto will say, fine. And then suddenly a plate will be lifted up. Sasuke and Rose will like, what's that? Naruto will say, it's a clone, but it's not in here. It's in a different dimension, so no one else can see it. Sasuke and Rose will like, okay, that's just overpowered. Naruto will say, yeah. And the clone will come back to Naruto once again. Naruto can use limbo clones because that was the power of Madara Uchiha. So yeah, Naruto pretty much has that power. Rose tries to do it. Rose kind of realizes what her power is. She like, Sasuke, can you turn off your Sharingan? Sasuke would, and Naruto, Rose would look into Sasuke's eyes intently and then turn off. And Sasuke like, what did you do? But then suddenly Sasuke would stop, and then Sasuke would say, release, by using his Osaten Monkey Sharingan. Like, okay, I get it. Naruto would say also, I get it. Hinata would like, what do you mean? What's her power? Naruto would say her power is to place a genjutsu that can be activated at after some time, a time-based genjutsu, and it's quite strong. Rose be like, yeah, and I have one another as well. It's similar to your Sasuke, but it's Black Wind. Naruto, Hinata, and Sasuke would nod. We get it, Black Wind, huh? And so that kind of interaction happened. Then Konohamaru comes. Kono says, big brother Naruto, what kind of training are we doing now? Naruto would say, okay then. Then Naruto would create an enhanced shadow clone. Then enhanced shadow would go towards Konohamaru and say, today I will be teaching you medical ninjutsu. I'm like, but why medical ninjutsu? Then, the clone will... Sorry about that. And so the clone would go and punch a rock, and the rock would be shattered completely. Konohamaru would say, whoa. And then the clone Naruto would tell Konohamaru that if you master chakra control at such an extent, you can throw a punch that's much more powerful than your, normal punch. In short form, you can beat someone with a single punch. Konohamaru would note, and Naruto clone would also say that you can also be like old man. Konohamaru like, what do you mean old man? You mean grandpa? Naruto would say, yes, your grandfather has mastered all 5 chakra niches. If you master chakra control at that extent, you can also master all 5 chakra niches. Konohamaru will be quite happy, and then Naruto says, come on, create the shadow clones. Konohamaru will be able to create now 3 shadow clones of the week of intense training. It was for about an entire week. Naruto has been training Konohamaru in how to, use chakra control, water walking, and wall walking exercise. And every time he gets out of chakra, Naruto just replenishes chakra, in return making him more powerful than what he originally was. So now he can create 3 shadow clones. And so the shadow clones and Konohamaru will start to, do medical ninjutsu training. in which every time is Konohamaru's clone or Konohamaru is out of chakra, Naruto's clone just replenish their chakra because Naruto's chakra alone is enough for Konohamaru to do medical ninjutsu about for 12 hours non-stop. So yeah, he can just replenish his chakra quite easily. The clone doesn't even get winded by it because it's an enhanced shadow clone. And so the clone will train Konohamaru for 10 hours straight. Konohamaru will eat, the soldier pills or chakra pills to replenish his chakra and his health to do the training. And so that would happen. And then Konohamaru has mastered the basics of medical ninjutsu because he's using shadow clones, so 4 times faster experience. And Naruto clone does that away that after 2 or 3 hours, the clone says to disperse all your clones so you can gain the information and then create more clones after Naruto will replenish, his chakra a little more to make sure that he's always at full chakra. That way, Konohamaru can gain information much more fast and be much better, much faster. So yeah, for 10 hours, let's just say Konohamaru made 5 times he used Shadow Clone Jutsu, and he creates 4 Shadow Clones every time. So Konohamaru has mastered the basics of medical ninjutsu. In return, his chakra control has went way, way up. And then Naruto clone would say, now I will give you these. Naruto's clone will give Konohamaru weights to wear. Naruto clone would say, you have to wear these weights all the time and do physical training. Konohamaru would like, what do you mean? You have to do push-ups, sit-ups and squats. Konohamaru would not wear the weights. Konohamaru would not be able to walk, that well, but he will be able to because Naruto didn't give very heavy weights for Konohamaru. Then Konohamaru will go his home and Konohamaru would be training very hard. Asuma would see this and say, so how is your training going? Konohamaru would say, I'm pretty strong, big brother Asuma. I have also learned medical ninjutsu. I have mastered chakra control. Naruto says, I have almost as good as chakra control as a Jonin now, or even higher than a Jonin. And this kind of, shocked Asuma. Asuma like, really? Then Kidispa? Konohamaru would say, of course. Then Konohamaru would remove weights. Asuma would be shocked, like, Konohamaru was wearing weights and he was doing that kind of training at such a young age because Konohamaru was doing push-ups, sit-ups and pretty fast. And then Konohamaru would say, I'll rest for a few minutes, then I will fight. Asuma would not. Asuma just thinks I won't go all out. I will be at the beginning level. And so, Konohamaru will take his fighting stance and Asuma will take his, and then Konohamaru will run towards Asuma. And Asuma is quite shocked because Konohamaru is running quite fast for someone his age. And then Konohamaru will punch Asuma. Asuma will try to stop it, but he won't be able to. He tried to grab the punch, but the power of the punch was too great because Konohamaru was using chakra to enhance his punches. And Asuma will realize this, and Asuma will realize that Naruto is not just training Konohamaru like a normal way people train. He's pushing Konohamaru to his limit. Because every time, Konohamaru trains, he tore his muscles. Naruto's clone just, heals him. And then making his training go much more faster than normally it would be. And so there's that. Asuma realized that if Naruto keep on training, Konohamaru even for a month, Konohamaru will be at a low chunin or mid chunin level, or probably mid chunin or high chunin level. And Asuma is quite shocked, like what. Then Asuma asks, what kind of training does Naruto give you? Asuma Konohamaru say, I can't tell you that, but Naruto says don't tell anyone about the special training. Asuma would nod and think, maybe I should also train with Naruto to get my skills up as well. Asuma would say that, under his breath in a laughing tone. Uh, then Konohamaru like, yeah, you should do that too. Your chakra level can also go up. I was like, what do you mean? Then Asuma will try to sense, Konohamaru's chakra, and he will be shocked because Konohamaru has almost 2 times of more chakra than what he did a week ago. 2 times of almost, not quite there yet, about 50 to 60% he's there yet, 2 times of more chakra, but he's not there yet. Asuma said, how? That's not possible. How can you increase your chakra pool so quickly? Uh, Konami like, I can't tell you that. Because thanks to Naruto's chakra being more dense, whenever Naruto heals someone, chakra heals someone, they get a little bit more buff than normal people get in their chakra reserves. Because Naruto's chakra is so damn dense, he heals someone, the chakra coils get a little bit more stronger, and the chakra reserve get a little bit more bigger than if normal shinobi healed someone with their normal chakra. The buff won't be as big, it will be quite little. So that's why Konohamaru was able to get his chakra levels high much more faster. And Konohamaru trains quite a lot, quite hard actually, because Konohamaru wants to be a Hokage. And so the next day Konohamaru comes, he tells big brother Naruto that he fought big brother Asuma, and he almost punched big brother Asuma in the face, but big brother Asuma was able to stop him. Then Naruto would smirk and say, okay, then let's increase the training. Konohamaru like, really? I'd say, of course, create 4 shadow clones. Konohamaru would create 4 shadow clones, and Naruto would say, where these weights? Konohamaru would, and Naruto would say, 4 enhanced shadow clone jutsu. He will create 4 enhanced shadow clones, and they will go with Konohamaru to train him. One shadow clone said, I will be behind you. You're the original, right? So you will be doing physical training, and every time you get too tired, I will heal your muscles and your body and your chakra. Konohamaru would not, the original, and the clones would, the 4 clones are up against 3 Naruto's enhanced shadow clones. The clones would say, we will be teaching you how to use body flicker. And Konohamaru's clones like, what's body flicker? Naruto would show body flicker, but body flicker is the basics of it. Then Konohamaru's clone would try, using body flicker. They had to, Naruto's clone stands at the right side, and one Naruto's clone stands at the left side, and the other stands at the forward of them, creating a triangle with the clones at a pretty large distance. The shadow clone has to use body flicker to come touch allow Naruto's hand to touch their backs, so he can heal the shadow clones and give them a little bit more chakra while they use their chakra. And they have to make a chain with 4 shadow clones between 3 corners, so all of them would have to work in sync, and they have to use body flicker all the time. And so they will do this training for 5 hours. Then Hinata would come out and say, Konohamaru, dinner is ready. Oh no, lunch is ready. Crap, by mistake I said dinner. Lunch is ready. Konohamaru would say, yes, finally. Then Naruto's clone will heal Konohamaru for the last time. Then Naruto's clone will say, disperse the clones. Konohamaru would, then Konohamaru remove his weights, go inside, eat dinner, come outside and say, I'm ready for training once again. Naruto did replenish his own clones as well. They did the same training for another 5 hours. And after that, Konohamaru went to his home to rest up, because Konohamaru was quite tired after learning about body flicker. And Konohamaru used body flicker to get to his home. While Konohamaru got to his home, Asuma was also there, and so was Shikamaru. Now when Konohamaru appeared, Asuma is shocked, like, he knows body flicker now? What the hell? He just went there for 10 hours and he knows body flicker. Just what kind of training is he putting him through? And so Konohamaru said, I'm so tired. Konohamaru would just go there and sleep. And so Naruto has been living in Namikaze compound quite easily. He's learned few new jutsus that his father has created, or few different seals that his father has created. Mm, But to show off, Naruto himself, Namikaze compound naturally had a, hidden scroll of flying thunder god, so he was learning it, but not the flying thunder god, what his father created, but flying thunder god that the second Hokage created. And I would say, it should be good for, few things at least, training and so forth. Naruto would learn the, flying thunder god of the second Hokage in the week and so because Naruto has shadow clones. After that, Jiraiya would come, about for 2 weeks later, gaining the information of how they're gonna attack. And Kazekage and Raikage is also in the village. They will come and they will see that while they're sitting, Jiraiya is sitting there, Tsunade is, and with Tsunade there's another seat and no one is there. And then the door would open and here walks in the God Eater. That's what, you know, Raikage and Kazekage were quite shocked seeing, Naruto walk in with his long blonde hair and he will just sit at Tsunade's left side because in these 2 weeks Naruto and Tsunade has kind of made amends with this. Tsunade has apologized to Naruto quite often, and Naruto has forgiven her. He still won't be calling her granny because she has kind of lost the right in Naruto's eyes. No, but he will call her Tsunade from now on. And Tsunade is quite happy that she kind of, went a step above the relationship that they were in. Now at least he doesn't hate her. She knows that. So she wants to climb, up to the relationship where she was, where Naruto called her granny. And so Raikage is looking at Naruto. Gaara says, "Hello, Naruto." Naruto says, "Oh, hello, Gaara. Been a while." Gaara says, "Yes, it has been, Naruto." And then the guards of the Raikage and Kazekage are quite shocked because they've heard about the God Eater. They say he killed over 1,000 shinobis in about 6 hours, so they're quite shocked. They think if they have God Eater in the upcoming war, they will easily able to win. Ouch. And so Jiraiya would say they are planning to attack in a month. Then Raikage would ask, so how do you gain the information? Jiraiya would say, I have a pretty high, amount of knowledge access to. So yeah. And one thing I want to mention on the side note, Naruto did not kill or even see black Zetsu or white Zetsu. They were not there because they sensed Naruto coming there, so they kind of, did a tactical retreat. And so Jiraiya would tell them that they are planning to attack in a month. They have a shinobi force of over 10,000 shinobis with curse marks, and they all are low chonin level, and there are several high jonin or jonin level people with curse mark as well. But none of the Kage has curse mark because the Kage don't trust the snake to just give them a curse mark. He could probably control us with something, so they are not letting Kabuto put curse mark on them. And so yeah, over 10,000 shinobis with curse marks, and they are all tuning level. No, scratch that. The 10,000 shinobis are high jonin level because Kabuto trained them and experimented on them. They were kind of high jonin level. After that, getting curse mark, they were almost a Kage level shinobis, and so they have over 26,000 tunings, high tunings, 76,000. Basically, they have a force of over 100,000 shinobis because Orochimaru was kind of making, because there are also Zetsu within them, and what you call, Jiraiya has told them about there are also these things called Zetsu within the enemy forces, so it will be quite hard. Naruto would nod. And so, uh, then Raikage would ask, "So, God Eater, huh? I've heard you're quite fast." Naruto would look at Raikage. "Yes, my father was faster than you, so it's kind of right to assume that I will be at the same speed as you." Raikage would just smirk. "Do you even test that theory?" Naruto would nod. "Shall we?" Raikage would go to his maximum speed, clock. Naruto would say, "The last one to, touch the bell over there. They have a small bell on the complete opposite side of the corner." Naruto and Raikage will go to the opposite side of the bell and say, "The last one to touch the bell loses." And then Raikage would run off, but Naruto would run off as well. Naruto using body flicker and all the stuff to increase his speed as much he can. So is Raikage, but Naruto was the victor of the battle. Naruto's speed was literally a little bit, just few seconds faster than Raikage, and Raikage is shocked because there was lightning chakra around Naruto while Naruto grabbed the bell. Naruto said, "Oh, I had to add lightning chakra. You truly are quite fast, Raikage." Raikage would just smirk to himself and say, "So are you, Naruto Uzumaki, the God Eater." Naruto would just smile at Raikage. But unknowing to Raikage, Naruto's purple eyes have analyzed the jutsu of his lightning clock. How does it work? Well, that happens. After that, Tsunade would say we have a month to, train. Then Sasuke would come into here and he will say, "If we have a month to train, I do not want to go to, any missions for the month, Lady Hokage." Tsunade like, "Why, Sasuke? You're the best shinobi we have." Sasuke would be like, I want to train with Naruto. I want Naruto to train me." Tsunade would look at, Naruto. Naruto would look at Sasuke. Sasuke would say, "Please." Naruto would nod, and Sasuke would say, "Yes." And so Naruto will pretty much made tell Sasuke that he will be living in the Namikaze compound for an entire month, and you will not be, seeing anyone outside of me, Rose, or Hinata, or Konohamaru, because I'm training Konohamaru, kind of. So, yeah, your main job is to train. Your only job is to train. You only do is train. And mainly Naruto was only few seconds ahead of Raikage because Naruto was not using swift release, because Naruto can use swift release, and Naruto was not even in his sage mode. Adding sage mode, he's quite fast, but he's stronger than Raikage physically in every other manner, but not speed wise, because Naruto did too much focus on the speed at all. But now, after adding the lightning armor that he has learned from Raikage, and adding swift release on top of that, Naruto would be unbeatable. Mainly, Naruto didn't want to show anyone his swift release, so Naruto didn't use swift release at all. Naruto does prefer to keep few cards close to his chest, let's just say. And so a month would pass. In the month, Sasuke, Rose, and Naruto has managed to gain perfect Susanoo, because Rose was also training with them in their, especially when they train their dojutsus. And all three of them learn that Naruto can still put them in genjutsu even if they have the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. And also Hinata has been training Hyabi. In the month, Hinata was at her home. Neji says it's okay to fight Lady Hinata. Lady Hinata would smile and say, "Yes, you can try, Neji." Neji will be shocked like how Hinata is telling him that he has to try. Then they will fight, and Hinata will pretty much body Neji, Hiashi, and Hyabi are shocked like, whoa. Hiashi realized that makes her the strongest Hyuga, because Not even he himself was able to persuade, Hinata's movements. In the month, Konohamaru has gotten a Jonin level ninja because Konohamaru has learned medical ninjutsu, the same level of medical ninjutsu that Sakura has in a month, because the harsh training. mm, what do you call? Konohamaru has managed to create 10 shadow clones now. So 10 shadow clones enhance, experience. Yeah, it was much more easier for Konohamaru to learn medical ninjas. But Naruto did not teach Konohamaru the 100 healings at all because he knows he's too young for it. And Konohamaru is quite taller now, much more physically stronger. He has learned wind style, water style, and Konohamaru also knows, Rasengan. And Naruto has taught Konohamaru how to use wind style Rasengan as well. So the same thing that Konohamaru uses against, the person in Baruto, where he uses wind style Rasengan to create that kind of devastation. Konohamaru can do that at this young age. Because wind style Rasengan is an S rank jutsu. Naruto tells Konoha, use this if you have your intent to kill your opponent. Konohamaru would nod. And so, uh, Sasuke's chakra levels have also gotten much more higher. Sasuke's chakra levels are 70% much higher what they used to be. Sasuke is a lot more muscular, a lot more powerful, and Sasuke knows the basics of medical ninjutsu because Sasuke says, I don't want to learn it. Naruto says, okay, just learn the basics of it, it will help you. Sasuke would nod. Sasuke will learn the basics, it will improve his chakra control even further. So Naruto was also making his own lightning armor, and Naruto will show the lightning armor to Sasuke and Rose and Hinata. All four of them has a smirk on this because they know what they have to do now. So Naruto was trying to, teach the lightning armor to Sasuke, Rose, and Hinata. Rose was the first one to master the lightning, armor. Then it was Sasuke, then Hinata. They all know level 1, not the level 2 one. Only Naruto can use level 2 lightning armor. And so, Naruto will say with this we will have enough buff to beat anyone. All four of them would nod. And so, now I would say a week is left. In a week, Asuma, and Kurunai would come to Naruto. And Asuma would ask, can you help us increase the chakra pool? Naruto will look at both of them and say, okay. And both of them would be shocked, like Naruto says, okay, he thought that he didn't like us. But they didn't, look too much into it. And so Naruto will tell them to, I will teach you the basics of medical ninjutsu. But I'm like, but why? Naruto would say, just do what I say. Both of them would nod, and Naruto would start teaching them the basics of medical ninjutsu. First, he will teach them Shadow Clone. The Asuma can create about 4 or 5, 5 Shadow Clones, and Koronai can create 2. Naruto was a Koronai sensei. Koronai, you have quite a pathetic amount of chakra, reserves. She was like, come on, I'm a genjutsu user, okay? Naruto would say, okay, fine. Then Naruto would say, enhanced Shadow Clone Jutsu. 6 enhanced Shadow Clone would appear, and the Shadow Clone will, tell them to do chakra exhausting exercise, chakra control exercise or something else. To fire jutsus like crazy to, get your chakra pool to be empty. They will, and Naruto will just refill their chakra, and then it will click in both of them that how Naruto managed to increase Konohamaru's chakra reserves, because his own chakra reserves allow him to give other people much more bigger buff. So for an entire week, Naruto has been pretty much telling them to waste their chakra so he can replenish them, and both of them knows the basics of chakra control, and Naruto has helped Asuma too. improve his daggers, and Naruto has gifted Asuma new daggers. These are the daggers that Naruto has created for Asuma. And Naruto did credit Sasuke's sword as well, but I will show it in the next video. This was kind of like a preparation for the war that's coming up. So now, after the week of training with Naruto, both of their chakra control of, not chakra reserves of Asuma and, Kornai has gotten about almost three times more larger than what they were. But they have 2 times more chakra and about 20% more chakra on top of that. And their taijutsu has went way up because Naruto has taught Asuma a few techniques of his own Uzumaki clans that they used, dual daggers for that kind of technique, and now Asuma has these daggers. And Naruto has taught Kornai a few, higher level jutsus or genjutsus that Uzumaki clan has, because he can see that they will need all the help they can get in the war. Kakashi was not there because Kakashi kind of, was busy doing missions, so was Guy. Otherwise, Naruto would have helped them grow stronger as well. And so this will be the end of this video. The next part is the beginning of the war itself. So yeah.